Many stories in our lives start with words like once upon a time. I'd like you to go back to a time when you were maybe much younger than you are now. I'd like you to go back to a time when you were together with people that you loved, those who were there for you, who were helping you make sure that you got a good start in life. And maybe if you were anything like me, you were in a place where there were other women around you, family members, people from groups you belong to in your community or in your religious group or in your school. There may have been many different women who played a role in your life. And you know what's really interesting when we think back to those women and we think back to what they gave us, we remember really the simple things, but the things that really made a difference. I grew up with a number of women. Some of them looked like those here. Those women were people like my mother and my grandmothers, and my aunts and my cousins, and lots of different women in my church and in my school. And one of the things growing up on a farm in the United States was that food was such an important thing. And I remember not these ladies, of course, but other ladies who were always in the kitchen, who were always going to special events and making special foods and trying to make sure that everybody on the farm was getting the right food and special food. And so for me, as these ladies here who are baking, one of my special foods as a child was cookies. And you may think, cookies? What's so special about cookies? And what does that have to do with anything else today when we're talking about International Women's Day? Well, cookies in my household were important because they were kept in a glass jar that looked something like this, and they were in the kitchen of my house. And whenever you needed a little bit of extra or a snack or just something really, really yummy, you walked into the kitchen, you opened this glass jar, and you took out a cookie. And many times they were just like the ones in this jar. They were chocolate chip cookies, an American classic and favorite. And so I could go into my kitchen and get cookies. But later on, when I learned to bake cookies myself and could do other things with cookies, then I moved to another stage of cookies in my life. And cookies became something I shared with other people. And this is called, in the American tradition, a cookie exchange or a cookie swap. It's a party where you go and everybody brings cookies. Well, how does it work, you may ask, if you've never heard of a cookie exchange? It's very simple. If 10 people are coming to the party, it's your job to bake a minimum of 100 cookies. And when you do so, you put 10 of them each into a box or a bag or something that you can share with the other people at the party. That means you come with 100 cookies, but they're all the same kind. And you go home with 100 cookies, but they're 10 different kinds. Isn't that a wonderful idea? You get to taste so many different kinds of cookies, and you get to find out what other people like to bake. And of course, when you go to a party like this, you bake the cookies that you're really good at, your really special cookies. But you know what the best part of this is? Not just having 10 different kinds of cookies and having chances to taste lots of different things. The best part about a cookie exchange is you not only bring cookies for everyone, but you bring 10 copies of the recipe. See what you've got now? You've got kinds of cookies that you've never had before, perhaps, and you also have the instructions on how to bake them yourself. So you're not only enjoying and experiencing, you're learning from others about how they make their cookies. And you get the chance to go home and try it out yourself. And some of the best cookies I've ever had are ones that I've received the recipes from others and tried to bake what they baked. And you may say, well, what happens if many people bring the same kind of cookie? Like if there were 5 people bringing chocolate chip cookies. That can happen at a cookie exchange, but you know what? Every single time when you eat a different chocolate chip cookie. The name is chocolate chip, and maybe on the outside it looks very much the same, but they're all just a little bit different. They have this wonderful consistency or some special ingredient or just something about them that makes them different from all the other chocolate chip cookies you've ever had. And that was what was important. They were original and they were unique, even if they all had the same name. So what does this have to do with us as women today, coming together in our world to celebrate ourselves and each other? What does that have to do with a cookie exchange? Well, see, I think although we love doing cookie exchanges, maybe it's time for us to be exchanging other things, our values, our experiences, those things that we have from our lives that we can give to others, and that we can write down and put in a place where other people have the chance to get the support and the insights and the wisdom and the inspiration and the encouragement to move forward, because it's not always easy by ourselves. But we don't need to know how to do everything alone. And there are lots of people who can provide us with recipes that help us make us better people and make our world a better place. So why am I sharing this with you today? I think there are so many things that we could be discussing, so many things in our lives that are important, in addition to cookies, of course, that we can discuss, that we can find new ideas for, that we can inspire each other with and support each other with, especially in those times when things aren't working as we would like them to be. And that happens to all of us. You see here a number of things that one group of ladies has written down that are important to them, the words that they think they need to be working on, the things they would like to exchange, the ideas and the experiences and the inspiration that they need. And so I'm here today to tell you about a new opportunity for you to be doing this as well. This is me. I'm Rhonda Bowen. I'm a global communication guide, and I help people understand what it means to be talking and sharing with others. I was born in the US, as I mentioned, but I've lived and worked in Germany since 1983. And I've been part of World Speech Day Women from the beginning. And I love this interaction and encouragement that this very special group provides to support women around the world with insights and inspiration, and gives them a platform to express themselves, not only today on International Women's Day, but throughout the year. So now I'm passing the ball over to you. I'd like you to become an active part of our group. This is a group called, just as we've said today, Women's Exchange, Cookies, and More. If you'd like to join us, and you'd like to share your ideas, and you'd like to support other women in the world, and you'd like to find out more about what it means to be a woman, to improve lives for women and therefore help all of humanity, just refer to the link near this video and you can join our new community, as it says, Women's Exchange, Cookies, and More. You'll be joining a networking platform that I run called Commpolium. Click on the link. You can register free of charge and then share with us your first ideas, maybe a cookie recipe or something else you'd like to share. We look forward to interacting with you there soon.